The courage of Saint Emiliano. In the heart of Mesia, amid the shadows of Roman rule and the storms of faith, lived a man whose courage would echo through the ages, Saint Emiliano. A steadfast believer and fearless martyr, his story is one of unyielding devotion, fierce conviction, and a spirit that refused to bow to tyranny. This audiobook invites you to journey through the life of Emiliano, a man who faced the ultimate trial with unwavering faith, whose sacrifice inspired generations, and whose legacy remains a beacon of hope and strength for all who seek courage in their own lives. Prepare to walk alongside a true hero of faith, whose story unfolds in moments of struggle, triumph, and divine grace. Chapter 1. Origins in a Land of Turmoil. Saint Emiliano was born into a world gripped by unrest and upheaval. The province of Mesia, situated on the northern frontier of the Roman Empire, was a rugged land where cultures collided and the forces of empire weighed heavily upon its people. The landscape was harsh. Mountains carved the horizon, rivers cut through valleys, and villages stood resilient against both nature's fury and the political storms of the era. From his earliest years, Emiliano's life was shaped by the realities of Roman rule. The empire demanded loyalty, and those who dared to follow the Christian faith risked persecution and death. For many, faith was a quiet whisper kept hidden in the shadows. But for Emiliano's family, faith was the foundation of life itself, a beacon in dark times, offering hope where despair threatened to take hold. His parents, humble and devout, raised him with stories of courage and sacrifice, tales of apostles who braved storms and lions, martyrs who faced death with fearless hearts. These stories did more than inspire Emiliano. They planted a seed of unshakable resolve. From a young age, he learned that to follow Christ was to walk a path not of ease, but of profound conviction. Emiliano's youth was marked by a quiet bravery. Even as a boy, he showed compassion to those suffering under the heavy hand of Roman authorities. He helped the poor, comforted the fearful, and spoke out against injustice in ways that caught the attention of his community. His faith was not a private thing, but a flame he carried openly, a light that drew others toward hope and courage. As he grew into a young man, Emiliano became known throughout his village and beyond for his unwavering spirit. His prayer life was deep and constant, and his courage in the face of growing persecution made him a natural leader among the believers of Mesia. Yet, this prominence brought danger. The Roman officials, suspicious of any challenge to their power, watched Emiliano closely, seeing in his faith a threat to their control. Despite the risks, Emiliano never faltered. He believed true strength lay not in armies or weapons, but in the power of steadfast faith and the willingness to stand for truth. This belief prepared him for the trials ahead, challenges that would test his spirit and seal his place in history as a martyr and a saint. Chapter 2. The Path of Faith and Conflict. As Emiliano stepped into adulthood, the world around him grew more dangerous. The Roman Empire, though vast and powerful, was struggling to maintain its grip on distant provinces like Mesia. The tensions between the imperial rulers and the local populations intensified, and for Christians, life became a perilous balancing act. Emiliano's faith was no longer a private comfort. It had become a bold declaration. He openly gathered with fellow believers, sharing the teachings of Christ and encouraging courage in the face of oppression. His voice, calm yet unwavering, echoed through the communities, inspiring hope even in the darkest hours. But such defiance did not go unnoticed. The Roman authorities viewed Emiliano as a threat. His refusal to renounce his faith, his acts of kindness to the persecuted, and his leadership stirred unease among those who sought to silence the Christian movement. He was summoned before local magistrates, questioned harshly, and warned to abandon his beliefs. Each trial tested Emiliano's resolve. Though offered safety and favor if he would only deny his faith, he stood firm. "My life belongs to God," he declared, "and no earthly power can make me betray him." His courage in the face of threats became a beacon to others, strengthening the resolve of believers who faced similar dangers. During this turbulent time, Emiliano also witnessed miracles that deepened his faith and that of those around him. Stories spread of his prayers bringing healing to the sick, of his presence calming fearful hearts, and of divine protection when danger seemed certain. These signs confirmed to many that his mission was divinely inspired. Yet, Emiliano knew the cost of his path. The road of faith was lined with sacrifices, and the threat of martyrdom loomed closer with each passing day. But instead of fear, he met this reality with courage and peace, trusting that his ultimate reward lay beyond this earthly life. Chapter 3: Trials of the Martyr. The years passed, and the weight of persecution bore heavier on Saint Emiliano. The Roman rulers, determined to crush the growing Christian faith, intensified their efforts to root out those who defied the empire's demands. Emiliano found himself at the center of a storm, targeted not only for his beliefs, but for his unwavering courage in proclaiming them. Summoned once more before the magistrates, Emiliano faced accusations that could have cost him his life many times over. Yet he stood with calm dignity, refusing to betray his Lord. His words carried a power that shook even his harshest judges. "I bear witness to the truth of Christ, and no fear or threat will silence me." The trials were brutal. Emiliano endured harsh punishments and was subjected to imprisonment and torture. But through it all, his spirit remained unbroken. The fellow prisoners saw in him a light, a presence that brought hope and strength even in the darkest cells. Stories spread among the Christian communities of Mesia about Emiliano's miraculous endurance. It was said that wounds healed mysteriously, and that his prayers brought comfort and courage to those suffering beside him. His faith seemed to shield him as much as his own willpower. Though the path led toward martyrdom, Emiliano's heart was filled not with fear, but with a profound peace. He believed that his sacrifice was a testament to the power of faith and a promise of eternal life beyond the pain of this world. His final days were marked by calm and a sense of purpose. Emiliano faced his fate knowing he was part of something greater than himself, a story of faith that would inspire countless souls for generations to come. Chapter 4: The Ultimate Sacrifice and Eternal Legacy. As the relentless storm of persecution closed in, Saint Emiliano prepared himself for the ultimate test of faith. His captors, determined to break his spirit, subjected him to the cruelest of trials, torture, isolation, and threats meant to force him to renounce his beliefs. But Emiliano remained steadfast, his heart anchored in divine conviction. In the darkest hours before his martyrdom, Emiliano's thoughts were not of fear, but of hope. He prayed not for escape, but for strength, to be a witness to the truth until his final breath. His courage became a testament to all who heard his story, that even in suffering, faith shines brightest. On the day of his sacrifice, Emiliano faced death with a serene dignity that moved many witnesses. His final prayers were a powerful act of love and forgiveness, echoing the very heart of Christ's own passion. In giving his life, he offered a shining example of courage and devotion that transcended time. Following his martyrdom, the stories of Emiliano's life and miracles spread far beyond Mesia. Believers told of visions and healings attributed to his intercession, miracles that confirmed his sanctity and strengthened the faith of countless souls. He became not only a martyr, but a symbol of hope, a reminder that faith, even under the harshest trials, can never be extinguished. Saint Emiliano's legacy continues to inspire. His life teaches us that true courage is born from faith, and that the greatest victory lies in standing firm in truth, no matter the cost. Epilogue: A light that endures. Saint Emiliano's story is one of unwavering faith, courage, and sacrifice. Though his life was cut short by persecution, his spirit remains alive through the countless lives he has touched across the centuries. His example calls each of us to stand firm in our beliefs, to face challenges with bravery, and to hold fast to hope even in the darkest moments. As we remember Emiliano, we honor not only a martyr, but a timeless hero whose legacy shines like a beacon, guiding believers toward a life of devotion and courage. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life of Saint Emiliano. We hope his story inspires you to embrace your own path with faith and strength.